Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm showing you the raised beds today. I'm showing you that I have them covered, and the reason I have them covered is because there's broccoli inside of them and I don't want the deer and groundhogs to mow them off. I'm going to take the coverings off today and water them and let them have some air because it's warm out. They need to have a little bit more air and they need to have some water. I have two beds. Here's the second one. If you'll notice, they're tucked in tight, but if you get real close, I don't know if you can see it here, but there is netting at the ends of them. And that's that way so that creatures can't get in and mow off my plants, my broccoli. I'll be back in a minute after I go ahead and take off the plastic. Okay, I'm back and I've taken the plastic off and the two beds are open now. This bed's not finished yet. This bed has 6 broccolis in it. I have to put 4 more that are small right now that are growing to go in here to finish this bed out. So there's nothing down here at this end. So that's this bed. And the broccoli look pretty good. This bed looks even better because it was started earlier. All the broccoli are in it. And they look really healthy. Looks good here. So on the side of this, what I have here is, you don't see them yet, but there are a lot of what you call set or stick onions that grow so big and you pull them out and eat them, and you can eat the green of the onion as well. One of them, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but one of them is just now starting to come up. If I can find it here in the camera. There it is. It's just now starting to come up. So we'll see how they do. But this is the broccoli. I'm way ahead of the majority of people in my area because if you approach it this way, you can start broccoli really early because they can take the cold. And of course, covering them helps. If I don't cover them, I won't have them because the animals will eat them. Now, once they get about 2 feet tall and broaden out a lot, then the animals seem to not want to chew on them anymore. And then I won't cover them. Okay, I'll get back to you shortly with yet more of an update. Okay, I'm back again. I'm in one of the greenhouses. I have many seeds set to start, and then I have things started. I have tomatoes started that are later so that they can be planted outside because I'm not really concerned with how quickly they get into the ground. I started a lot of green beans in different places and at different times. They didn't do so good in the beginning. There's some squash, tomato that didn't do so good. You know, odds and ends in this little toad here. And then over here, which I'll have to walk around the fence, over here on the other side, there's some green beans that are doing really good. I have no problem planting them. And I bought some of this stuff because I buy stuff and I grow it myself too. This helps the people that grow stuff when you buy things off of them. It keeps them in business. The guy that I bought things off of for 26 years has Parkinson's disease, and he is now hanging it up. And I'll definitely miss him because he grew things that I did not. The tasty green cucumbers, which are right here, these are mine. I've grown them. I also bought tasty greens off of the guy that has retired now. More green beans in here of different variety. And some of them are struggling. Some of them are coming around. It's just, you kind of just wait it out. Here are the broccoli, the little broccolis that I've started in this pack to go ahead and fill that broccoli bed that I'm talking about. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 right there, so that'll be enough. And then there'll probably be a couple others that sprout out here. I see one little one down there somewhere, but I'm moving this around too much. Yeah, a little broccoli right down in there that's come up, but that's to fill in that bed. But what I'm really here for today, and I'll have to walk back around again, what I'm really here for today is the Indian long beans. So a fellow YouTuber, Rufus, sent me the seeds for the Indian long beans. I managed to get 8 to grow, and today I'm going to plant 4 of them. It's hot enough, and it looks like if I keep them in here too much longer, they're going to suffer from being in the pots. So they've got nice long runners on them. I babied these big time. You can see the runners. I babied these big time. I generally don't do that, but I wanted to see how this went, and it was kind of like a project. We're going to find out how they work out. So I'll get back to you when I'm done planting them. Okay, so I'm back again. Going to get close to the ground here, hopefully not fall on my ass. Yeah, so we've got carrots here, and I'll get real close. I've planted carrots all down the side of this fence here. My greenhouses are on the other side. So the whole way down through here, I have carrots sowed in. They've all come up. They're nice. And we're going to go back into the expansion where I expanded this year. So I'll get back away from the carrots a little. And these are sweet pea pods. And I have a pretty good run of them going on. We're in the expansion now. Okay. So sweet pea pods, sweet pea pods. And then I today planted a cherry tomato here to kind of go up. By the time the sweet pea pods are done, the cherry tomato will be pushing them out, but we can have this here, I think. And then now today I've planted the 4 Indian long beans. I've planted 4, I have 8, I've planted 4, you know, as a test to get them in there and see what happens. And then if one would happen to die, then I've got the replacement for the space. Because everything with me is about space. Growing as much food as you can grow in the more confined space that you have. So here's the second one, the third one, the fourth one, and I'll step back just a little bit. Now I have about 9 feet of fence, so they should be able to have a good crawling length. I wove the runners into the fence as best I can, but I'll be checking that, coming back and looking at that to make sure they're getting wove in and getting tight into this fence, and to make sure they're healthy as well. So then I'll come over here a little bit. Now I've got a lot of fence room to be had here, but I'm going to plant a lot of things on this fence. I've got 3 squash here. There'll be more squash to come. I planted these as a test movement, you know, putting the squash in the ground. They're suffering just a wee bit from the transplant, but they look pretty good. Not too concerned, but I'll be watching them in the next week, and then as soon as I see that they've done well, then I'm going to come out and I'm going to plant more squash, and that's the way it works. And then over here on this side, we have more sweet peas. A nice sweet pea run on this side as well. Comes right up here, the sweet pea, and branches right into where the garlic are started. And I have a row of garlic. I plant them in the fall or the winter, and then they're done in about July, end of June, July, somewhere in there, and then you yank them out and plant. I plant carrots in that same movement. And that needs weeded, but don't pay attention to that because I'm not in a hurry to weed that, you know, yet. But yeah, so there's all that. The expansion has went well. I'm just, you know, now seeing whether things will grow in it. I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to walk into this one greenhouse because there's been some problem in the one greenhouse. So first we'll go in here and I'll take a good look at the tomatoes. I have tomatoes. I have 9 of them. Yeah, 9 tomatoes here on this side of the run. And they're doing good. I mean, there's no problem here. A couple did die when I first started this off, so you just, you know, you pop another tomato in, you rip it out and pop another tomato in. If that happens, you don't worry about it. If a tomato even looks like it's dying to me, I rip it out and put another one in. I don't play games. So over here, we've got hot peppers and green peppers. These are the green peppers. These are big Berthas. And they're planted 2 to a row kind of in here as we go up until we get one up here where the hot peppers begin. And when the hot peppers begin, hot pepper's a smaller plant, so I tend to plant, you know, 3 in a row. And so then I've got them all the way up here. I have to take a minute, would have to take a minute and count. There's a lot of peppers in here. And I'll give you a shot this way so you can see the peppers. See that right there? So now we're going to take and we're going to walk down. I want to get a close look at. Okay, so I bought these cucumbers off a man that was retiring. These are Tasty Greens, and we can talk about the cucumber and how good it is another time. It's not like any other cucumber really. But so these things are struggling. I've transplanted them, and you can see they're wilty looking. And I've had this problem before. Things will struggle when you transplant them at times, but they should come back. And I'm at the point now where I'm saying it's time to either come back or I ain't going to play games. I'm going to rip you out and I'm going to put more in your place because I don't play that game. You know, as soon as I see something's going to die, well, I got things to back it up and I'll rip it right out. They either going to get it going on in the next few days here or they'll be ripped out. And I didn't have enough to complete. So these two cucumbers down here in the end are mine. So I went ahead and popped them in, and you can see they're not struggling. There's no struggle here whatsoever. So I'm beginning to wonder if something isn't wrong here. And again, I bought these cucumbers, and this is the last year for this guy. And really, I just buy him to be nice and give him business, but he's going out of business. But the point I'm trying to make here is that the cucumbers that I grew right in the greenhouse and just, in my greenhouse over there, on down, and then just popped them in the ground here. Well, they took fine, but yet the transplant here of what should be seriously healthy cucumbers at this point is not going well at all. I mean, it's just not going well. I'm not happy with it, and so we'll watch it over the next few days, and I'll report back on this. I could give you a count on the peppers. I never even really just count them. I just pound them in. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 Big Berthas. Those are Big Berthas. They're a big, meaty green pepper. The Big Berthas can grow a foot long for a green pepper. Meaty walled. And then from there on out, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 28 of hot peppers of different types. I've got jalapenos in here. I've got some red, kind of look like banana peppers, but they get red. I can't remember the name of those. But then I've got your hot wax banana pepper that you can stuff that I really love. So, it's just a lot of peppers, and they're doing good. Like, I've transplanted them before the cucumbers, and they're doing good. So what I like, see here, I like in the peppers and in the tomatoes, I like it. I mean, it looks good, but the cucumbers are definitely not up to my satisfaction. And if they don't soon get up there, they'll get ripped. Okay, well, thanks for watching this update. I'll update soon. Take care of yourself. Grow something if you can. Be at peace.